Well, good morning and welcome to the show. Jeff Beals here at your service. So glad you joined us. This is the only show in the metro area that talks about real estate and construction, economic development, the growth and development of Omaha and the surrounding metropolitan area. We are grateful for our title sponsors. They are Cheer Athletics, the nation's #1 all-star cheer gym, along with Dingman's Collision Center, Best of Omaha Award winner for auto body care for many years running with 4, soon to be 5 metro area locations. At this time, I want to bring on my co-host. He is a man who is absolutely legendary in the Omaha commercial real estate market from NAI NP Dodge Commercial Real Estate, Trenton Magid.
Thanks, Jeff, and good morning. And we're especially grateful for all of you, our faithful listeners, over almost 22 years come January 10th.
That's right. In January, we will have been on the air for, if we can make it just a few more months, we'll be able to say the FCC has not kicked us off in 22 years. And frankly, I don't think it's even been close.
No, we haven't even used the dump button yet.
Yeah, now you may have just jinxed us. But for
There's actually a big red button in front of Jeff that's a 16-second delay, I think.
About a 6 to 12 second delay.
6 to 12 seconds.
Yeah, so that's if someone, we're supposed to, we're kind of letting people behind the curtain here instead of focusing on entertaining everyone, but it's also kind of fun. If we say something bad we're not supposed to, we can kill it, and all that time we've never had to use it. Knock on wood. All right, back to business. We want to remind everyone to show some love and some support for the businesses on the Farnham and Harney Street corridors. I like to put those streets together and call it the Farney corridor. So take care of people on the Farney corridor. In all seriousness, it's really rough right now. The streetcar construction is in full swing, and it really has affected businesses from 10th Street to the edge of the Blackstone district. And regular listeners know that we are very much in favor of the streetcar project. It will fundamentally change urban Omaha for the better and create untold opportunities. But for the next 2 years, it's rough. And so if there is a restaurant, a store, a service business, whatever, on that corridor that you like, and you ever find yourself, I don't know if I want to drive down there because they have those construction. I have gone to a lot of those businesses in the last couple of weeks. Like just about a week ago, we went to Flora, the brunch place at about 10th and Farnham, 11th and Farnham, in that area. And it was no problem. You just park a block away. And it's worth it. They really need your patronage during this difficult time for them.
Well, last night we went out with the Coreys, and Chris and Jen, fabulous people that are very intimately involved with Grow Omaha on our team. And we went to Midtown Crossing and had no problem parking, those dollar meters or whatever. You just feed the meter. And we had plenty of parking. That's the nice thing about this road construction is that we parked right in front of the door. And I encourage people. Now, you saw on the news that 37th to 38th Avenue will be closed for a month starting Monday, and the intersection of 37th Avenue, I think, is going to be closed as well. But just work around it, and there's plenty of ways to get where you want to go.
And keep in mind, if you're going to a business in the Blackstone district, earlier this year, a City of Omaha parking garage opened at 37th Street between Farnham and Harney. And some people are kind of deceived by it because it's part of a 9-story building. So you look at, you think, oh, that's just a big building. Well, it is, but there's a parking garage in it, and it's open to the public, and it's dirt cheap to park there. So if you're going to any of those Blackstone businesses, you can get right in there. And again, getting to them is not as daunting as it looks when you first glance at all that construction. And they need us to continue to support them. With that, we're going into our news of the week, which is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com. They are located physically at 114th and Davenport Street. And if you're thinking about buying a house, either in the immediate few weeks, or if you're thinking even next spring, this is the time to sit down with Holly Schneiderwind, or one of her mortgage brokers at Eagle Mortgage. They'll listen to you figure out your unique situation, and then because they can shop a variety of lenders, a variety of banks, they can hook you up with the best lending solution for you. So Eagle Mortgage takes good care of you with that dream house or whatever it is that you're thinking about buying in. And you can find them, like I said earlier, at eaglemortgagecompany.com. Trenton, Nebraska Medicine held a groundbreaking celebration this week for its 125,000 square foot, 3-story Gretna Landing Health Center. Nebraska Medicine is partnering with our good friends Noddle Companies on this project. And this hospital health center will open to patients in the second half of 2027. It's all part of this Gretna Landing project, which is northwest of Highway 370 and 192nd Street.
Yeah, about 31 acres total. There'll be other buildings. There'll be complementary buildings and services. And this is just west of the world's largest Hy-V on 192nd and Highway 370.
That's world's largest Hy-V and theme park.
Yes.
Yeah, you forgot the part of their name.
I remember the time where they cleared out they just on rollers where they cleared out the fruits and vegetables, and the volleyball team came in and they put up fencing and they had an exhibition in there, the Supernovas. This was like a year ago. It was crazy.
You serious?
Yeah, they have that much room.
Oh, that's not a joke? Oh,
they have that much room in that they can maneuver. It's a big IV.
World's greatest Hy-V and volleyball arena. Also in that same area, Gretna Landing, local Omaha real estate developer held a groundbreaking earlier this week for The Collection at Gretna Landing. This is one of those build-to-rent neighborhoods. It'll have 110 freestanding homes. The exact address is 19817 Ridgemont Street. That doesn't mean anything to anyone. Basically, it's just part of that Gretna Landing development northwest of 192nd and 370. But the development will include, a dog park, all the sorts of landscaping that the management company takes care of. 2 and 3 bedroom cottages alongside 3 and 4 bedroom houses with attached garages. But Trenton, that collection at Gretna Landing is like several developments we've seen in suburban Omaha, West Omaha lately, where they're rental units, but they're building them to look more like a neighborhood.
You know, it's interesting. It's a trend that's been around the country. A lot of times it's just slab on grade. Sometimes they have basements, probably around here because of tornadoes and things like that, or they have a common shelter. But they can have amenities like apartments. It's one common ownership. But D.R. Horton started that a couple years ago, northwest, 192nd, I think, north of Maple, I believe, and then closer to Fort. And then Spruce Development has a huge development northwest of West Center Road at 204th.
That's Airy Blue Sage is what that one's called.
They're going to start another one. They own a bunch of land right over by Applied Underwriters on 144th south of Pacific Street. So I haven't dug into it, but if they have permission, I don't know if they even have to split the lots, because if it's all common ownership, they take care of the lawns, they take care of all the exterior and probably some of the interior. It's a whole new food group, if you will, when it comes to housing. Now,
essentially, it's like a huge apartment complex.
It acts as an apartment complex. They can have the big pool and the common house or the
like the clubhouse.
Yeah, like a clubhouse, and so there's a lot of people that say, big companies and developers are causing people not to be able to afford homes and stuff like that. And let's face it, like it or not, a lot of people are more transient than they used to be.
Yeah, that is true. And we continue to have a housing shortage problem. Some people use the word crisis. I've used that from time to time. Maybe it is. I know it's a big problem. And we have an affordability problem. And one of the ways you address housing affordability is to create more housing, right? So it's good that we're doing that. Every time, though, we talk about these build-to-rent neighborhoods or even another apartment building going up in the urban core, we always get a lot of people complaining about the declining rates of home ownership. And I think that is a real problem. So we've got competing problems here. In our society, and in Omaha, we have some declining home ownership rates, but at the same time, we desperately need more housing units. So it's kind of what do you do?
Well, I think the concern is people building their equity in their homes, which is one of the biggest asset they usually buy. And if they're not investing in the stock market or have other business and building worth. The concern is that people are just living paycheck to paycheck and not having a long-term goal.
That said, I think for the foreseeable future, you will continue to see construction of more of these build to rent neighborhoods, and you'll continue to see a lot of apartment construction. And but at the same time, if you drive the
They're nice.
They are. And if you drive the suburban frontier in western Douglas County or Sarpy County, you're still seeing crazy amounts of single-family housing construction as well.
Absolutely.
Well, looking downtown and changing gears a little bit, the CHI Health Center's Convention Center side will soon be undergoing renovation of its existing space. We've reported many times about how there's a huge expansion project going on the east side of the Convention Center side of the CHI. Well, now the existing CHI Convention Center part is going to be renovated. According to a recent city building permit, the existing convention center will receive updated wall paneling, acoustical treatments, wainscoting, baseboards. The restrooms are going to be upgraded. Additionally, operable partitions will be installed in the existing meeting and exhibit rooms that'll have better acoustic performance. These renovations are all part of an overall $200 million expansion and upgrade of the convention center. By the way, that expansion on the east side will total 94,000 square feet on a few different levels. A lot of steel beam work has been installed.
You can see it from the east.
And the overall project will be complete by the summer of 27.
Yeah, and let's face it, it's 22, 23 years now that place has been in existence, and I'm sure they've done some upgrades along the way, but they keep it nice.
You know, Mecca does an outstanding job. But to give you a little perspective about how costs have increased.
Oh my gosh.
23 years ago, the entire complex, which includes a 19,000-seat arena, trade show space, convention center, all of that, everything was 300-some million.
Right.
The expansion of just 94,000 feet and some renovation work is now $200 million.
It's crazy.
Prices are definitely going up. Hey, here's a cool project. One World Community Health has topped out its newest building that's under construction. One World Community Health is in the Livestock Exchange area, in the shadow of the Livestock Exchange building, if you will, in South Omaha. They already have a couple buildings there, so this is a third one, an additional one. $17.5 million, 3 stories, 29,000 square feet. Interestingly, most of the funding for this comes from the state of Nebraska's $235 million North and South Omaha Recovery Grant Program. That particular building will be completed in 2026.
It's a great project, and they've been doing great work down there.
And lastly, we go to 144th and Dodge, where Northwest Bank has started construction on its 2-story, 20,000 square foot office building. The exact address is 14607 California. It's easier just to say northwest of 144th and Dodge. The construction site is 1.5 acres. It's in front of Bethel Synagogue. And the building will have 2 drive-through lanes, 68 parking stalls. Interestingly, Northwest Bank will consolidate its 3 Omaha area locations into that new building.
That's what stuck out to me is, obviously there's efficiencies there, but when you start seeing Chase Bank and Bank of America and all these banks popping up with freestanding buildings and adding locations, I always thought that with online banking and everything, there'd be less locations.
I thought the same thing. And the number of bank branches that have started construction in the last 2 years blows my mind.
Now, as a real estate broker, I love it.
Yeah, and as a show that talks about the growth and development of Omaha with a heavy emphasis on construction and real estate, we advocate
And as
it.
a guy who has numerous pad sites for sale throughout Omaha, including next to the new Bakers at 204th and Q Street, just give me a call.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next segment, Trenton will read off every single real estate listing he has.
Only 27.
And give you details on each one, and that should wrap up the rest of the show. No, just kidding. We're going to continue talking about a few different news items.
Membership has its privileges, ladies and gentlemen.
If you're a real estate broker, have your own real estate show. So in the next segment, though, honestly, we're going to talk about some news items. We're going to be talking about progress of the Mutual of Omaha Tower. We're going to talk about an interesting situation that may or may not be brewing at the old Civic Auditorium site and a few other projects. So we're going to geek out on construction and development for the next segment. So stay with us. You're
That's
listening
why we're here.
to Grow Omaha. It's brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center along with Cheer Athletics, and we'll be back in a moment on News Radio 1110 KFAB. All righty. The next segment, Charlie, we didn't realize I was listening.
You know that a few weeks ago I was adjusting this camera.
Yeah.
And I backed up into the dump button, like right as your segment.
Oh, you
ended.
did we dump?
We did not dump,
Oh.
but it was like right in the commercial.
It was in a commercial break.
So we
Thank
We didn't
God.
take a dump.
But it did dump, right? It
Yeah,
probably
yeah, it-
killed a few seconds.
No.
Oh.
He
He didn't push it hard
He
enough.
didn't push it hard enough.
For you groupies that are watching
And he
the
thinks
Uncut
he's
right
so
now,
strong.
what should we tell them?
I know. Where are you going with this?
Oh.
Down the yellow brick road.
Yeah, I got nothing.
That's a first.
But we appreciate you listening.
For you groupies who are listening, I just lost my train of thought.
Let's go somewhere, but
I was going to. So we've got Mutual of Omaha Tower. I'm going to pull up on this one. Mutual of Omaha put out a press release that had some interesting little tidbits on it. I'm going to pull up, mention those. Let me
I will
get
not
it
be in
though.
attendance.
yeah, me neither.
Are they still working on the concrete core, or are they supposed to be
No,
done?
it is finito.
I got
The
more
concrete core.
So
is
there's
done.
more steel, obviously, because you don't see the Christmas tree yet.
Yeah, you got all.
This thing's gonna be done in
I gotta clean out my
2026.
garage.
Yeah, in fact, it's
How?
top.
Today's garage
It's going to be
day,
topped
just-
out at the end of next month.
It's unfortunate that the
So
schedule.
let's just get a Christmas tree for Christmas.
You know,
How? Is,
Assuming
but
no
but they're
one's
gonna
very
they're
injured.
gonna build the shell and everything and fit it out by the end of next year.
Well, you think about it. If you look at what that building was a year ago today, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a stub
It sure is.
a year ago today.
Keep it peaceful and,
And,
don't go crazy.
Yeah, in fact, they're going to have a topping out. It's supposed to be late next month.
That's cool.
That is, yeah.
Brad's gonna be all over.
That one. So, Brad, you want to see a cool picture that Brad took? Mutual. Look at
Not
this.
here anyway.
I'm gonna. This is. I was going to try and post this before the show started, but I ran out of time.
Friend of mine at work yesterday. When I hear how democracy.
Let me get the real one. Look at this thing. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
That's going to be in a little bit after the show. I'm going to make
What's
that-
amazing is the
that'll be a
crane. So the
project
crane's
of
at
the
its
day.
tallest, but it's like it's 677. It's like almost 800 feet, isn't
The
it?
crane is 780. Yeah, for this the peak
It's 100. It's 100 feet higher.
Yeah,
I guess
that
the-
crane is
the-
780.
Yeah.
But it'll still get a little bit taller because the core is topped out, but there's going to be like a parapet wall around the outside that might make it about where my cursor is. Probably about that tall.
People have a right to.
How tall do you think the building will be?
Right now?
No, how when it's done? The
Oh,
top.
it'll be 677.
Yeah, but where on that? Do you think?
Oh,
Just a little higher.
I think about where my cursor is right there. So my guess is 15 more feet, 20 more feet.
What do you think the tensile strength of that crane is?
I'd say a 12.
She take the bet.
She shook my hand.
So we got.
You might be getting yourself a brand.
I don't want her money.
Oh, I thought you were talking about some girl. Then I heard money and shake hand. Oh.
We made a bet because she thinks that Congress won't be here in 20. We won't have elections next year. So I
Okay,
made her.
who said that?
That's a pretty safe bet.
Somebody that I work with. I said, I bet you $1,000 we'll have elections next year.
I think you should have bet more.
Yeah.
She should have gotten odds.
Here we go.
Yeah. I don't think you bet enough.
Really want to know what's happening in Washington? Then don't miss Verdict with Ted Cruz tomorrow night at 8, right here on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
And welcome back to the show. Jeff Beal sitting next to Trenton Maggot, and the name of the program is Grow Omaha, brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center, along with Cheer Athletics. They are the nation's #1 all-star cheer gym. And All-Star Cheer, in case you didn't know, is becoming a very big deal. For the first time in 2028, it'll actually be an Olympic sport. And people are really gravitating to it for activities to develop their kids and grandkids. It is a phenomenal way for your kids to become extremely physically fit, learn competition, learn leadership skills, teamwork, and a variety of other things that'll help them in their future careers. Omaha's Cheer Athletics is located in Papillion, really close to Highways 50 and 370, and we encourage you to check them out if you've got kiddos in your life. All right, Trenton, we've got a few news items we want to cover here. And first of all, we love talking about tall buildings. We're all about construction and real estate.
Taller the better.
Construction and real estate development around here. And so Mutual of Omaha put out a press release earlier this week kind of giving an update, progress update, if you will, about their skyscraper. And the concrete core, which we call the shear tower, has reached its peak. The concrete core, and the building will still get maybe another 15 or 20 feet taller because there's going to be a steel parapet wall around the top of the core. But the concrete core has reached level 44. It is maxed out. Construction remains on track for completion a little over a year from now, maybe about a year from now. But here's some other little facts that you'll find interesting. Structural steel has now extended past level 35 on all sides, and the steel will be topped out next month.
That is an incredible feat. That's where the windows are and everything else.
Yeah. Now, the windows will take a little longer, but that structural steel will be topped out in late October. Now, back in late August, the tower crane was raised for the final time, and so that now that tower crane is 780 feet tall.
And that's 103 feet taller than the building. And so that's the top, where it's pitched up. That's the top of the crane, so that's huge.
Peak of the tower crane, 780 feet. But yeah, Trenton, the building when it's done will be 677 feet tall. And that at 677 feet tall, we've said this before, that'll be the tallest building in most of the surrounding states. The only state that touches Nebraska that will have a taller building, there are a couple in Denver that are a little over 700 feet, but it'll be taller than anything in Kansas City or St. Louis.
And you'll see Brad Williams on growhomehow.com. Brad Williams has followed this thing from the beginning. Unbelievable skyline shots.
In fact, after the show, we're going to post a project of the day, and it will be a photograph that Brad just took of this Mutual Tower. So vertical construction, like I said, is expected to officially top out in November. And at that time, they'll have a topping out ceremony, and that's when they raise and install the final steel beam. Well, they've picked that steel beam. It's 13 feet long and 350 pounds. And that steel beam is currently located inside the existing Mutual of Omaha's home office headquarters, and employees are signing it. So they get to sign their names on, and then when they're ready for it, late next month, they'll take it down to 14th and Farnham and install it in the new building.
Pray to the beam.
That's pretty cool stuff. All right, hey, a couple news items we wanted to hit real fast. We've got demolition starting in Millwork Commons. That is the very cool mixed-use development just north of Charles Schwab Field. It's called Millwork Commons. A lot of buildings under construction there right now. But demolition has started on some old rundown buildings on a square block bounded by 11th, 12th, Nicholas Street, and Millwork Avenue. That is where we are going to have a City of Omaha-owned parking garage. It'll have 600 stalls, so it'll provide tremendous parking. It'll create fill a tremendous need for parking in that Millwork Commons area. Demolition has already started, and that was a square block that looked disgusting.
Well, and it'll help future development as well. So it's almost like the infrastructure out west when they widened West Maple and some of the other corridors. Then developers come and if you have the parking, they'll be more excited about building there.
Yeah, it's going to be really just like kind of the last little thing that thriving district needs to really thrive.
Imagine the Ashton Building and Asha Building and the other buildings, 15 years ago. You and I were involved in the sale of the Mastercraft Building, and it was a mess. And now just look at that area.
And now it's the anchor of a cool area. Well, we got some drama brewing, it appears, at the old Civic Auditorium site in downtown Omaha. The Civic was torn down many years ago. It has been sitting there as a vacant field begging for development. And the developer that currently has it, White Lotus, has frankly been pretty slow at moving. There's probably a lot of reasons for that. White Lotus is a good company with good people.
Yeah, done amazing projects.
And they were moving into the next phase of construction after completing rough grading earlier this year. But last week, KETV reported that the city plans to buy back the site from White Lotus under the terms of the contract, citing insufficient progress. Now, the agreement with the developer set timelines for it to complete 50% of the infrastructure and buildings, which could be footings and foundations, within 2 years. Otherwise, the city can exercise an option and its right to buy back the property. The city is apparently planning to exercise that right in November. Now, the city of Omaha has not provided details, but representatives have shared there is another party interested in developing the civic site. So you got, frankly, kind of an uncomfortable situation on our hands.
Well, it's interesting, though. The city council approved a development plan by White Lotus just like a month ago.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. So I don't know. I mean,
we saw some amazing renderings, and they call it the nest. I mean, I think the concept is good as and we've talked about this on the show, Jeff, is that all these developments, when you have the builders district and all these developments are kind of talk to each other, and this one they want it to be student centered and as well as everybody else. Obviously.
Yeah, for Creighton and all that sort of thing. And you know what I think the problem is, and hindsight is always 20/20. But given what we know now, I think it should have been developed in little pieces. I think maybe for where we are as a market, healthy market with tons of development going on and decent population growth, we're great. But I don't know if we're big enough and growing fast enough to accommodate a mega development downtown with all of the other mega developments we have downtown.
Well, you remember when Crossroads was $200 million? When it first started, they started talking about it 7 years ago, 8 years ago, whatever. And now it's like, what, $900 million?
Yeah, just a shade
bringing
under.
in a national developer and stuff, and they have one project. Well, you're right that this is a multi-$100 million project as well. I don't know if they put a price tag on it yet.
No, but it would be based on the renderings. If they did what they showed in the renderings, it would be hundreds of millions of dollars.
But what you're saying is if there was 4 different developers, there's a hotel developer, there's a retail with a grocery store, there's a civic portion of it.
Yeah, maybe block by block.
And get it going. And you know,
it's
White Lotus
blocks.
is certainly capable of, but I can also see with all the activity and everything going on, and to get the commitments and get it going, it's a monstrous. It's a big deal.
It's 3.5 city blocks, and developing
about 8 acres, isn't it?
Yeah, developing 1 city block is a big deal in a downtown area. Developing 3.5 city blocks is a really big deal.
Well, they're putting the infrastructure in, and so it'll be interesting to see if that gets done soon, and see if the city and the developer can work something out, and if there really is somebody waiting in the wings, who that group is.
We'll see. All right. Well, with that, we're going to go into our our Fox News of the day. I almost said news of the week, but the Fox News of the day and the weather. We're going to do all that. Middle of the show break. When we come back, we've got our Noddle Company's commercial real estate development spotlight, and we have some more things that you're going to find very interesting. So stay with us. You're listening to Grow Omaha. Jeff and Trenton were brought to you by Cheer Athletics and Dingman's Collision Center on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
I'm sure Eagle Mortgage would appreciate being attached to the Fox News as well.
Oh, yeah. Fox News brought to you by Eagle Mortgage. Now, if you hate Fox News, don't hold it against Eagle Mortgage.
There are these 2 Colombians, and they both have the same name. I forget what it is, but one has
Friends of Amy's?
One has Tourette's. No, but they go around the country. They go around the South America and North America.
Our apologies to any of you who have Tourette's.
No, these guys make bank. They get a lot of lawsuits too. So they go and they read the international news, and it's called Fox News. And there's
that microphone's off.
It's
a asterisk for the U, and because she speaks Spanish, all I hear is sitting there laughing. I'm not in the jokes because it's Spanish, but the audience just loves it, and they pick on the audience, and they pick on each other, and it's very interesting. So every time I hear Fox News, I'm like, oh, okay.
You're thinking F-U-C-K-S News.
And then there's people on the left that call it Fox, F-A-U-X.
Yeah.
Fox. Like Guy Fawkes.
The day we start bragging about never using the dump button, we accidentally leave the microphone on. We've never used the dump button, and we never will.
Not only that, you said you've never been in trouble at the FCC in almost 22 years.
22 years. We jinx ourselves.
Yeah.
We knock on wood, we should be fine.
At least we're not in England posting on Facebook or something and getting arrested.
Yeah.
We do depend on you to
You used the wrong emoji.
turn that microphone off at the
That's
break.
some scary
No
shit.
pressure.
Yeah.
That's why we have a constitution.
I ain't let you down yet, though.
Nope.
Give me
How long?
time.
How long you been
You
with
just
us?
jinxed yourself.
Not about a
Hey.
year and a half, I think.
Year and a half.
Yeah. Give or take. It's been a while.
Year and a half?
Yeah, about
So-
a year and
I
a
think
half.
it's been longer than that.
Groupies, I'm sure you enjoy it when it's just Jeff and I, your favorite people, and
And by the way, we know who the other party is in the Civic Auditorium, but we're not allowed to say.
yeah, as far as Jeff knows.
We're not allowed to say.
Okay. We'll talk after.
I missed it when you guys weren't together. I mean, you guys are great on your own, but when you guys are together,
There's other rumors coming out too that Jeff and I know about, and we've been delayed on getting confirmation on.
It kills us. Yeah, it
Kills us not to let you guys know.
After
Oh.
after we turn Uncut off, we can tell you after the show, but big stuff. We know these things, and sometimes we can't say them, and it kills us.
we're getting an IKEA.
Yeah, no.
No.
Well, maybe, who knows? We don't know anything about
Someday,
that. but
maybe.
Yeah. I mean,
No plans.
I'd be surprised if we got one, but not necessarily shocked.
Even investigative
getting it in and
reporter
out?
for 45 years. Mike McKnight is texting us.
You know, there might be a better chance of that someday than IKEA, because they're already in Denver.
Of what someday?
In and out.
They're in Texas too.
They're in Tennessee.
That's all true.
In Tennessee,
Yeah.
that's right.
That's the
kind
reason
of
that project's held up.
swooping around
They're
us.
good. They're going to go.
It's not.
national.
No one's doing anything bad. It's just.
Yeah, I think so.
They
Great
will.
developer.
They're laying the groundwork.
But then, will it be?
Who must be
as
frustrated.
No, they will not.
good? I've never had it, so I don't know how.
But
good
then
it actually
again,
is.
Chick-fil-A,
What have you never had?
In and Out.
Never had an out.
Really?
Serious?
And I realized that when we were in Denver,
Didn't they have it in Seattle? It wasn't in Seattle.
no, it's still not. There's one like very like on the.
It's owned by like one woman,
Yeah.
one gal who's been married
You've
3 or
never
4
tried
times,
it out?
race car drivers.
No, and I kicked myself
good.
because when we were laid over in Denver,
Yeah.
I completely forgot they were there. Had I known, I would have like, we gotta stop. I gotta get a
Oh,
I
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
try it.
Can I tell you?
It's
I,
good.
I used to love it,
Yeah.
but if you wait more than 5 minutes,
The fries are awful.
the fries are rubber,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the burgers aren't that great.
You never.
I've heard that. You
I
eat the
think
fries
they.
right away.
Actually,
Fries are
I
bad.
think they taste great. If
It's
you-
cold.
If
The
you
burgers
eat
are good.
in. But if you never taken it out to go.
Oh, that's
Yeah, you always if you eat right when they get it to you, you eat it right there. It's probably about the best fast food.
33 years ago when I lived, because I lived in the valley, and I'd go to In-N-Out Burger, and they'd say, you're going to eat it in your car, and they'd wrap the burger so you didn't make a mess. It was awesome.
Yeah, but no, yeah, I agree with Chuck. You have to eat it in store. It doesn't age well.
my buddy.
Or in the car.
My buddy goes. He and his wife have a timeshare in Vegas.
Uh huh.
And if she goes without him, she's got to pick up In-N-Out and fly it back home to him.
Oh, it'd be
And then-
nasty.
And I'm like,
It'd be disgusting.
Yeah, no.
3-hour flight.
yeah. He loves it though. He loves the, I'm sure he nukes it or something. It's gotta be.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I wouldn't nuke that.
Could you imagine the whole plane smelling like In-N-Out when you're on?
Yeah.
We have a family member. I can't say his name, but once years ago, when Burger King was offering like 2 Whoppers for the price of 1 special, this person is rather thrifty, and he went and bought a whole bunch of them and froze them,
Oh God.
and then would take out. Can you imagine like when the lettuce thaws and
Was
the
this your
tomato
first
thaws?
brother?
Trenton, why did you do that?
I just said I can't say who it is on Uncut. It's a family member.
Am I on this limit?
What's that?
Okay, we'll talk.
Yeah, I can't say Uncut. Boy, the people on Uncut are really gonna be pissed at me today because I keep saying.
Yeah, you keep dangling,
Yeah.
dangling the keys out there.
You know,
for
people
everybody.
outside waiting
It's not your
for.
next door neighbor.
I will say I'll never say the name of the family member publicly, but I will say as soon as we can talk about any of this other stuff, we will do it immediately.
Absolutely.
Like seriously, Trenton and I, we know things that we can't say on air, and like sometimes I'll lay awake at night wishing I could say this stuff because that's what we do. We're a media outlet. We
I see
wanna-
live people.
They're everywhere.
Um,
Is this break almost?
no, it is, and we sometimes we keep
30 seconds.
most of the time we keep
Is
confidences.
that on over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially if there
yeah,
are
I see
projects
that.
that we're related to.
25, 24,
Yep.
23.
Yep.
But can you imagine how nasty those Whoppers would be
No.
after they come out of the freezer and you thaw them?
And how they take a Big Mac and they just leave it outside and it doesn't deteriorate for like 4 years.
10 seconds.
We don't have confirmation of that. That was just what we heard.
Yeah, we
Watch
do.
the documentary Supersizing.
I just want to be sued by McDonald's.
All right, here
Again?
That's true.
Senator Pete Ricketts, the trade war is hurting Nebraska farmers. The durability of the Israel-Hamas peace agreement and, yes, the shutdown. Podcast link, morning news page, KFAB.com.
And welcome back to the show. Jeff Meals and Trenton Magid here. We are brought to you by Cheer Athletics and Dingman's Collision Center, which is just the gold standard for auto body repair and auto painting and other auto services. And as Trenton announced last week, there is a new Gretna location under construction, and that will join the existing 4 locations in Papillion, 120th and Maple, Midtown on Saddle Creek Road, and also at 144th and Dodge. All right, it's time for your Noddle Company's Commercial Real Estate Development Spotlight of the Week, in which we talk about one of the many Noddle Company's developments and things happening in or around them. You should know that Noddle Companies is a pillar of the community. Not only do they support shows like this, but they support so many worthy causes. And when they're not doing that, they're building amazing real estate development projects, office buildings, destination areas. They have a big history with retail and shopping centers. And today we talk about a very cool Noddle Companies development, the Builders District. That is the area in North Downtown, east of Creighton University and west of Charles Schwab Field. And in the Builders District, we've got a very cool business that is getting close to opening. It is called The Scene, S-C-E-N-E, The Scene Event Space. And it will open in January of 2025. The address will be
26.
Sorry, yeah, it's a typo. January 2026. The address will be 745 North 14th Street in the former Urban Outfitters location in the Builders District. And that is between Rally Coffee and the Slowdown. There's also a Mexican restaurant there in that area. A lot of good stuff. There's a Cambria Suites Hotel in that area. Anyway, the Scene event space will actually be 2 stories because there was a mezzanine in that old Urban Outfitters space. Total size is 8,500 square feet. And the owners of this new event space also operate Salon for Women, which has been in business for 10 years in West Omaha in the Lakeside Hills Plaza.
Yeah, great people. I work with them on Salon for Women, representing them, and they do great in both businesses, and we're very happy for them.
And that is your Noddle Companies Commercial Real Estate Development Spotlight of the Week. You can learn more about what Noddle Companies does online at noddlecompanies.com. Got a couple quick construction projects. Wood framing has started at the Oxworth Apartments, 27th and Leavenworth downtown. This is a 5-story, 194-unit project. It's one of those pedestal buildings where they build the concrete first floor and then floors 2 through 5 are wood framed. Well, they've already gone to the wood framing, so that one's coming along pretty fast. And then at 72nd and Farnham Street, southwest corner, Lockwood Development's $44 million 5-story building really getting started. The elevator tower has been installed just recently. You'll see that if you drive by. When that building's done, it'll actually be mixed use. It'll have 176 apartments, but on the ground level, it'll have a Williamsburg Pizza and a relocated Jimmy John's.
Absolutely. Great operator. Both those restaurants are the same. Hodges Enterprises, and Lockwood is going to build a state-of-the-art apartment complex.
Every quarter, NAI NP Dodge Commercial Real Estate Company produces a real estate market report, and we like to highlight what's going on each quarter. And we're going to look at the third quarter report, which just came out about a week ago. And first of all, we look at the office market. There is right at 50 million square feet of office space that is considered for this report. Vacancy is now 7.7%, which is down from last quarter. And there is approximately 1.6 million square feet of office space under construction at this time. Half of that is the Mutual of Omaha Tower, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. So when it comes to the different food groups, industrial, office, and retail, we've got office, which is about 50,000 feet. Retail is about 60 So let me go back. 50 million square feet for office, 66 million square feet for retail, and then industrial is about 111 million square feet, and we'll cover those.
Yeah. So basically, at the office, we said 7.7% vacancy. Retail, by the way, a lot of people are surprised how low that vacancy rate is for office.
First of all, office, Jeff, is probably the softest market. I've seen a lot of deals, and interestingly, you don't see a lot of discounts being advertised for vacant office spaces. But behind the scenes, you'll see some free rent. You'll see some negotiations. Landlords giving more improvements, and it's still vibrant. But there's most equilibrium when it comes to the leverage between tenants and landlords. Office is the most equal.
And then retail vacancy, only 4.4%. Not a lot of vacant retail space out there, which a lot of people would also find surprising. And finally, Trenton industrial vacancy, only 2.9%, but that's up from last quarter. That's more vacancy than we had last quarter industrial.
Well, because there's a lot of projects online. You know, we have everything from 20,000 square foot and smaller, but up to 150,000 square foot for lease in our portfolio on clients we represent. Retail-wise, now keep in mind it's all different levels. So you go from Class A new to Class C. So it might be some older shopping centers and things like that. When you consider that, 4% for retail is really low.
Very low.
And industrial.
Almost too low. Because you need to have some space for people to go into.
Where we're really tight on that 2% for industrial is the 5 to 10,000 square foot spaces.
All right, we're going to take our final break of the hour, and you know what that means. When we come back, it's the Perkins Kreitzer Construction Lightning Round, in which we talk about a lot of things super fast. We got a lot on the docket, so stay with us. You're listening to Grow Omaha, brought to you by Cheer Athletics, Dingman's Collision Center, and Perkins Kreitzer Construction. Back in a moment on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
So we'll see if people are listening, because, and if it gets back to Andy when I have lunch with him on Wednesday, you said 144th and Dodge for one of their locations. And I want to interrupt, but then it gets too...
Yeah. I do that too often.
Industrial?
I do that a lot. Like in my brain, I'll say center instead of Dodge, Maple instead of Blondo, or for some reason...
It just keeps people thinking that.
It's not good.
Well, it's not good. Well, the truth is everybody Googles it and they go and they say...
Yeah.
So spread the word, groupies. 144th and Industrial Road.
Yeah.
For Dingman.
I do that a lot. Like Dodge, Maple, and Center are the ones that I'll transpose a lot. The other thing I do, and I'm extremely good with directions, I'll say the southeast corner instead of the southwest. Or I don't know, it just comes out
Think
wrong.
about the plethora.
You'll have about 5 minutes.
Thanks.
All the information that we give in one show. Think about, like, to keep all the straight. I think I said, I think it's like 100. I think it's 38th Street intersection, 38th and Farnham, and I might have said 37th Avenue is the one that's closed or something. It's, stuff.
I don't know. It's like little thing. Maybe it's part of aging, but the problem is I think I was doing that 20 years ago. So it's certainly not an aging thing.
Sometimes they're just things that it's like a quirk with how you
think
the way you
versus
think. The way you say it. And
and then
everyone's got something like that.
And then I edit the newsletter stuff, so carefully, and every single newsletter that comes out after a day goes by and I look at it, typo.
There's I meant to tell you that.
This will make me feel a lot better. Thank you.
No problem.
Way to pile on a guy.
It was in the news briefs.
Sitting here like in the gut.
Working your ass off.
I'm sitting here bleeding in the gutter, and he's about ready to kick me in the teeth.
So Tommy's Express finally got a
30
building.
seconds.
So I wonder how soon recent that was.
Yeah, they did. Isaiah found that. He finds these building permits fast. He's on it. Oh, by the way, Remy, I have an idea for your building permit dream.
All right.
I have a good idea.
Okay.
All right, 10 seconds, boys. All righty, here we go.
Let's do it.
It's the Perkins Kreitzer Construction Lightning Round, in which we talk about a lot of things really fast. Brought to you by Perkins Kreitzer Construction. They are a full-service, top-notch Class A general contractor headquartered here in Omaha, doing work all over eastern Nebraska and western Iowa. Very experienced team led by our friend Dave Kreitzer. And a lot of times we like to talk about projects that they're doing that relate to restaurant and retail during this segment, and they do a lot of those build outs. So sometimes people think, oh, they're like the company that does restaurant and retail build outs. Well, they do. But they do a lot more than that. I mean, they'll build entire buildings, and they could build you an office building. They could build you a shopping center. They could build you a new church. They could build you a new industrial building. They do everything at Perkins Kreitzer Construction, and they do it well, and they do it for the right price, and they communicate well with their clients during the project. Perkins Kreitzer Construction is easy to reach. Just go to p-cconstruction.com. That's p-cconstruction.com. Well, Trenton, we've got, let's get the bad news out of the way first. We got a closure. Backswing Brewing Company, or Backswing Brewing is closing its Omaha tap room at 129th and Maple. They've been there for 4 years. The brewery, the main one in Lincoln, will remain open, but we're losing that. And then a change in operating hours. Cunningham's is ending service on Sundays. They're going to be closed on Sundays at both locations. And the reason for it, the increasing price of NFL Sunday ticket.
That's too bad.
Isn't that crazy? I
like that Blackstone location. It really pops.
Yeah, they do. They have the Blackstone location and the Old Mill location. Oh, just Sundays. The rest of the time,
great family.
Yeah, they remain open. All right, Paisan's Pizzeria announced that it will remain open despite the recent and very unexpected death of owner Matt Verzel. The pizzeria is located at 156th and West Center Road. Verzel was a former Husker offensive lineman, a high school football coach, a popular personality on local radio. So it's nice to see that restaurant will continue on after Matt's absence. Good guy, Matt Verzel. The Little King Deli and Sub Sandwich Shop at 86th and Dodge now serves breakfast. We mentioned this last week, but we do want to give you a little reminder because this is kind of cool. If you go in anytime now between November 10th and say Grow Omaha when you order, you get 25% off.
That's pretty impressive. Cool. Also on their app, if you type Grow Omaha, one word, all caps, you can get it as well.
North Italia, which is the big-time national Italian restaurant chain that is affiliated with the Cheesecake Factory, opening its first Nebraska location on November 19th. We found news this week that they are now hiring, and they are hosting an ongoing on-site job fair each day through November 2nd. So from what I understand, you can just show up at the site at Village Point and find out what jobs are available there. So if you're in the restaurant business and looking for a new place, they want to talk to you. North Italia has about 40 locations in 13 states right now. Closest existing ones are in Kansas City and Denver. Pizza Ranch in Council Bluffs, Metro Crossing Shopping Center, undergoing a renovation. The restaurant does remain open during construction. And the new Pizza Ranch will include a Pizza Ranch Fun Zone Arcade. I don't know what that is. But
we have one at Frederick Square on 84th.
Oh, I bet it's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
We have Cedar, the popular cocktail bar in Countryside Village, celebrates its 10-year anniversary today, October 18th, from 3 p.m. to midnight. The celebration will include food on the grill, games, and live music. In Council Bluffs, we have a couple new stores opening, Sierra, which used to be known as Sierra Trading Post, and Home Goods. They both will open October 23rd in the Manawa Power Center. They're both part of the TJ Maxx family of brands. And like I say, they're both opening on the 23rd. It'll be Sierra's fourth Iowa location. They already have locations in Omaha and Lincoln on the Nebraska side. And so that'll be a nice get for that part of Council Bluffs. They're in the same building as Ross Dress for Less, which opened last weekend. Beauty First will open a Papillion store in the shops at Market Point, 8540 South 71st Street in late October. They already have a handful of stores in Omaha. And then we have Napa Auto Parts plans to open a store just west of Mulhall's Nursery in the 120th and Maple area. And finally, Riddell's Jewelry plans to hold a ribbon cutting for its Shadow Lake store on November 7th. They are a jewelry company based out of Rapid City, South Dakota. They also have a store under construction at Village Point. They currently have more than 60 stores in 10 states. And then I guess the real final, Nebraska Brewing Company will officially close on October 19th, which is tomorrow. We reported last week that they were closing, but we didn't know the exact date. Now we do. Their last date will be tomorrow. And with that, Trenton?
Well, we thank Nebraska Brewing Company for one.
Yeah, they did a good job. It was a good product. Hate to see them go. Music is playing, which means that we are done. Hope everyone has a great weekend. I'm Jeff Beals.
And I'm Trenton Magid.
You've been listening to Grow Omaha, brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center, Cheer Athletics, and Perkins Kreitzer Construction. We'll chat with you next week at 9 o'clock right here on News Radio 1110 KFAB.